And then there, see, Goddard warns him there already about his fingers. He's already had a warning before he's poked me. Nice uppercut. It's the first eye poke where he's already been warned about it, so I feel like he should have got a fucking point taken right away, yeah. He already had a warning, this is what I mean, lad. He already had a warning before that, so that should have been a point right away. This round's still up for grabs. This is what pissed me off. If this gets stopped with the eye poke here, yeah, right in me eye, and this wins him the round, lad, the ground and pound here, and this is what put all the damage on my face, lad. He cut me with an elbow. That's what puts all the damage on me. You see, look at me blinking there with my right eye because I can't see. That won him that round, lad. That round was still up for grabs with 40 seconds to go in it, lad. And he poked me in the eye and then dropped me. Look at how red my eye is compared to the other eye. And that's just off a thumb in the eyeball. Obviously, I don't want to sound like a sore loser, but that changes the whole fight. See, that knee to the body hit him. See, that never hit him low. That never hit him low, lad. That's experience, that. And like, can't believe, lad, this done me head in. I can remember turning to Trevor Whitman and going like that. It's him on the belt line. I always watch my fights back. Yeah, you do like watching your fights back. Even though I lost, lad, it's a very entertaining fight to watch. Everyone's been telling me how entertaining it was and how much they like the fight and the heart it showed and all that. But it's crazy because I feel like I'm getting more praise for this fight, for losing this fight, than all 7 of my UFC wins. Crazy to me, you know what I mean? I lost at the end of the day, but people are still giving me big amounts of praise. Felt great walking out. It was weird, to be honest, before we walked, when we were stood there waiting. I had a weird feeling, but it's one of them. You get weird feelings now and then. I didn't feel as confident as I usually do, but then when my music comes on and I start bouncing out, there's no feeling like it. I love that moment when I walk out. I think we were waiting a bit too long, like, at the back, but it's one of them. I felt boss in fight camp. I had a great weight cut. I had no injuries for once. Everything was going great and I felt boss, so I've got no excuses.
Paddy Pimblett faced off against perennial contender Justin Gaethje at UFC 324, and it ended in Pimblett's first loss since joining the promotion. But here's the twist. After watching the fight on the big screen for the first time, Pimblett is speaking out, claiming the fight should have been a draw. He says multiple eye pokes should have led to a point deduction, something that could have completely changed the scorecards. And while he respects Gaethje and his team, Pimblett is already plotting his comeback, saying he knows he'll be a world champion, just a little later than expected.
Lad, fucking commentators are annoying at times. I feel bad for whoever bet that $1.3 million, lad, Jesus. And he poked me in the eye, and I couldn't see out of my right eye. They've got the replay, why haven't they taken a point? The eye poke, lad, watching it back burns your head out even more, lad. See, that knee to the body hit him. See, that never hit him low. That never hit him low, lad. It's him on the belt line. I know he's your mate, call me, lad, but look, that's not low. Doesn't touch his cup. See, he's just knee me in the balls. Like, what the fuck? Lad, watching this back is so annoying, lad. No. And then Rogan saying that's belt line. Well, if that's belt line, I wasn't fucking the one I hit Gaethje with before belt line. Lad, watching it back, lad, just infuriates you, to be honest. Can't believe, lad, this done me head in. I know how Jared Gordon felt, put it that way. I should have done more. Pissed me off that St. Denis moved above me for beating that bum down Ucker. Fucking shit. But what's going on there?
Let's get into it. Paddy didn't hold back when he described the mental state going into fight night. In his own words, "I had a weird feeling. I didn't feel as confident as I usually do, but then when my music comes on and I start bouncing out, there's no feeling like it."
They're waiting, I had a weird feeling, but it's one of them. You get weird feelings now and then. I didn't feel as confident as I usually do, but then when my music comes on and I start bouncing out, there's no feeling like it.
Now, let that sink in. This is a man who walked into a UFC main event, headlining a Paramount pay-per-view, and he already felt something wasn't right. He didn't fake confidence for the camera. He admitted it. That's rare. Most fighters won't say that publicly, especially after a loss. But Paddy put it out there, and fair play to him for that. One of the most surprising things Paddy said, and this one genuinely hits different, was about the response he got after the loss. "It's crazy because I feel like I'm getting more praise for this fight, for losing this fight, than all 7 of my UFC wins. I lost at the end of the day, but people are still giving me big amounts of praise."
It's crazy because I feel like I'm getting more praise for this fight, for losing this fight, than all 7 of my UFC wins. Crazy to me, you know what I mean? I lost at the end of the day, but people are still giving me big amounts of praise.
7 wins. And a loss got him more love than all of them combined. That tells you everything about how entertaining this fight was and how much heart Paddy showed in that octagon. This is the big one. This is the moment Paddy keeps coming back to. Round 2. Justin Gaethje pokes him in the eye. Not for the first time, and Gaethje had already been warned. Watch the footage back. Paddy can barely see. He's blinking, looking for Paul, his corner man, with his left eye because his right is completely gone. Paddy's words, watching it back, that round was still up for grabs with 40 seconds to go. He poked me in the eye and then dropped me with the very next punch he threw. I couldn't see out of my right eye.
That won him that round, lad. That round was still up for grabs with 40 seconds to go in it, lad. And he poked me in the eye and then dropped me. The next punch he threw after I poking me, dropped me, you know what I mean? And I couldn't see out of my right eye. That was a nice body shot what he hit me with there.
And then the kicker. Even Joe Rogan was saying on commentary, why haven't they taken a point?
Even Joe Rogan's saying, yeah, they've got the replay, why haven't they taken a point?
He's not wrong. You can hear it on the broadcast. And Paddy believes that one moment flipped the entire fight. So here's Paddy's maths. And it actually makes sense when you lay it out. I won rounds 3 and 5. Even if you give him round 2, if they take a point off for that eye poke like they should have, that's a draw. Going into round 4, it's basically a round each with a point deduction.
For me there, I win 3 and 5. Even if you do give him the second round, if you take a point off of that eye poke, it's a draw going into this round. It's basically a round each with a point deduction.
He even brought up Jared Gordon, the fighter many felt Paddy beat on a controversial scorecard back in 2022. Paddy now admits, I now know how Jared Gordon felt.
Spilt milk, but I feel a bit. I know how Jared Gordon felt.
Now here's what separates Paddy from a lot of fighters. Even while making his argument, he gave full credit where it was due. On Gaethje's game plan, he kept pushing me against the cage and smothering me, which is a good game plan. He knew I was going to try and kick him.
Definitely part of the game plan, pressure me, pushing up against the cage. No, I wasn't hurting. I was already where he hit me with that sternum shot. That had hurt me more than any of the punches. So when he got the knockdown, it wasn't like off the punch. It was like me sternum. I couldn't breathe, so like I thought, I'll sit.
On Gaethje's family and team after the fight, all of his family were dead nice. Everyone went and shook hands. Usman came over and spoke to me.
All of his family were dead nice as well, know what I mean? Everyone just went and shook all his family's hands, and Usman came over and spoke to me and was saying like what I was doing to stay in the fight and all that, and Ali Abdulaziz come over and spoke to me and all that, know what I mean? All the people who were dead nice.
And this, from Kamaru Usman, one of the greatest welterweights ever, who came to Paddy in the cage after the loss. Usman was saying, I'll come back better from this. Someone like Usman says that to you after you've just fought a legend like Justin Gaethje. You know you're on the right path.
If you would have just won the belt straight away, wouldn't it, Pad? Like in every good film, every good sports film, you'll never just win every fight. You know what I mean? You've got to lose and come back from it. And that's what this fight is for me. You know, I've had to lose one to come back stronger, and that's what's going to happen.
Paddy also gave a nod to his coach, Paul, who told him something after the fight that reframed the whole thing. When you make a movie about your life, it would have been rubbish if you just won the belt straight away. In every great sports film,
Better as well, he said, when you make a film about your life, or when you make a movie about your life for all the Americans watching, it would have been shit if you would have just won the belt straight away, wouldn't it, Pad? Like in every good film, every good sports film, they'll never just win every fight. You know what I mean? You've got to lose and come back from it. And that's what this fight is for me. You know, I've had to lose one to come back stronger, and that's what's going to happen. Obviously, I don't want to sound like a sore loser, but that changes the whole fight. See, that knee to the body hit him. See, that never hit him low. That never hit him low, lad. That's experience, that. And like, I can't believe, lad, this done me head in. I can remember turning to Trevor Whitman and going like that. Hit him on the belt line. That wasn't low. I know he's your mate, call me, lad, but look, that's not low. Yeah, we seen Usman do something similar against Colby, like, didn't we? For a little breather, so might be a tactic to use. And that, people were calling that a knockdown. That's not a knockdown. He caught me leg and threw a punch. It was off balance, because they're not. So he's just kneed me in the balls. Like, what the fuck? Lad, watching this back is so annoying, lad. Just kneed me low, lad, and then landed shots because of it, lad, and no one. And then Rogan saying that's belt line. Well, if that's belt line, I wasn't fucking the one I hit Gaethje with before belt line. Oh, lad, watching it back, lad, just infuriates you, to be honest. For me here, I've won this round. I don't understand how 2 judges scored round 5 for him, lad. I've outstruck him in it. There, I hit him with, he tries to call another ball shot when it's not. He wins when I hit him with a body shot. That's my round. For me there, I win 3 and 5. If he got a point off like he should have, lad, that's a draw. So yeah, as I say, I don't want to sound bitter, lad, and you can't cry over spilt milk, but I feel a bit. I know how Jared Gordon felt, to put it that way. No, what, again, I don't want to sound bitter either, but isn't it funny how Trevor Whitman has got a glove design that's going to stop eye pokes, but he won't give the glove design to the UFC, and then his fighters are eye poking everyone? little conspiracy theory for you there.
One of the biggest names of all of mixed martial arts, and of course one of the hardest hitting fighters that's the sport's ever seen. A two-weight division champion, of course. Is he on the verge of fighting for the heavyweight title? Because that is what he's hinting at. He took to Twitter and he posted with no context, no clues, no opponents, no nothing. He just put 1, 2, 3 and go. And as a man where the most thing that he says is Shama credibility to this, they said that the UFC went to Tom Aspinall and asked him to vacate the belt. That's because he just had a double eye procedure, double eye surgery, whatever you want to call it. He had
Aya's Tom Aspinall fighting career is over, yes. Almost UFC has been forced out of action due to lingering eye injuries caused by repeated eye pokes, effectively sidelining him from the UFC. To keep the division moving, the UFC is now giving Alex Pereira the opportunity to step up and continue the fights. On the other hand, some fans point out that Jon Jones was once given a 1,000-day break during a major issue in his career, whereas Aspinall has been out for just over 100 days, yet the UFC is already moving on without him. Many feel this is unfair treatment, sparking debates among UFC legends who have voiced their concerns about the apparent injustice and the UFC's handling of Aspinall's situation.
And because I had about 5 or 6 eye surgeries, I do know a little bit about this. So real quick, let's talk about this. Tom's going to need, apparently, eye surgery. It'll probably just be a minor thing, like a realignment of the tendon, but things can go wrong. Joe is absolutely correct, 100% when he says that things can go wrong. My retina was reattached after it was detached against Vito Belfort, and then it redetached, and then they fixed it again, and then I got glaucoma, because once you start messing around with the eyes, in fact, just like any part of your body, once you start going in and messing around with it, it's never the same again. It's never quite as strong, and things can go wrong. Now, medical science has improved, thank God.
At UFC 321, Aspinall went up against Cyril Gaethje in what was supposed to be his first title defense, but the fight ended in a no contest after Gaethje poked Tom in both eyes. And let's be very clear, this was not Tom's fault. He was the victim here. Fast forward to today, and Tom has now undergone double eye surgery. He's been dealing with double vision ever since that fight. He's on the road to recovery, but there is no confirmed return date. Zero. None. It's been over 4 months since that fight, and the heavyweight division is completely stalled.
It's very obvious. So when he's looking up and in, the left eye is going up and in extremely well. Yeah. The right eye is kind of stopping. You see how the right eye is just not as high up as the left, and it's not as turning to the left as the left eye is. And that's a restriction. So the eye wants to go and he wants to track it, but the more I do this, the more he's going to start aching in that upper inner aspect. And what he's going to do is, if he's in a fight situation...
And then Tom himself went on social media and posted something that really hit different points. He said, and I quote, "I love mixed martial arts. I'll never stop loving it, but I just hate the business. I think that fighters are completely replaceable, and the business will make you feel like that any chance it gets. Even if you get hit with an illegal move which could affect the rest of your life, they don't really give a damn, and no one else does either. That is a champion who is hurting, not just physically, but emotionally, and you can feel it in every single word." Now, things got even more chaotic when a fake report started making the rounds on social media. The rumor claimed that the UFC actually went to Tom Aspinall and asked him to vacate the heavyweight title while he recovered, and it spread fast. Even ex-UFC fighter Josh Thompson was posting about it like it was real.
UFC asked Tom Aspinall to vacate the title until he was ready to go. He said he'd be willing to vacate the title as long as they released him. Now, that opens the door so he can go ahead and box. This is a really weird situation. The heavyweight division is just a total shit show right now. And it's been a shit show since the Jon Jones coming in, not wanting to fight, the interim champion, which was Tom Aspinall at the time, and then fighting Stipe. No disrespect to Stipe, but it was just, Jon had something in mind, and the UFC didn't squash that. They allowed that fight to happen, and it just led into this thing where the heavyweight division's been on hold since the Jon Jones debacle, I guess you would call it.
Michael Bisping caught wind of this rumor, and here's what he said. He said he actually understood it. He said if the UFC did ask Tom to step aside, he would get it because they wouldn't want to run another interim title fight after the whole messy situation Tom had with the interim belt in the first place. But, and this is important, Bisping confirmed the rumor is completely false. Tom is still very much the heavyweight champion of the world. He hasn't been asked to vacate anything. The report was pure fiction.
And when they said they went to Tom and asked him to vacate, I kind of understood it because they probably wouldn't want to do an interim title fight because of the whole debacle that Tom went through with the interim title, and then to bring another interim title in, that would seem kind of weird and seem kind of crazy, right? Interim titles all over the place.
While Bisping said he sympathizes with Tom Aspinall, and he does because Bisping himself went through multiple eye surgeries during his own career, he also came out and said something that is going to be controversial. He said the show must go on, his exact words. I understand what Tom's saying, because you do feel like the whole world has turned on you, and he wasn't the person at fault. He wasn't. But this is the world that we live in. The show must go on.
Does either, right? And I understand what Tom's saying, okay? Because you do feel like the whole world has turned on you. And certainly, when he wasn't the person at fault, he wasn't. But this is the world that we live in. It just is. The show must go on.
He said the UFC is a massive worldwide corporation. They have a business to run. They have events to put on. And as brutal as it sounds, if a fighter gets hurt, the machine doesn't stop. Bisping compared it to any regular job. If you get injured at work on a Monday morning, the factory doesn't shut down. The deliveries still go out. Life goes on. Now some people are going to hear that and get angry. And honestly, that's fair. Because Tom Aspinall is a champion who was hurt by an illegal move through absolutely no fault of his own. And now he's being told the train is leaving without him. That is a tough pill to swallow.
Sir, you were fighting a wonderful first round.
Fortunately, in my career, it was saved by, well, it wasn't saved by medical science. They did their best, but ultimately I did go blind. But for Tom, fingers crossed, he'll be okay, right? Now, everyone that's come out of the woodwork, and if you just look at the comments of that tweet from Joe Rogan, that little clip, my God, there's some people out there, they don't know what they're talking about, man. This is the heavyweight champion of the world. He's not a duck. He's not trying to get out of a fight. He wants to come back and kick Cyril Gane's ass. He put that in a tweet recently. The man's pissed off, and I can't wait for the comeback.
So when I'm done, I'm done. I'm not gonna be like, oh, how many do you think you have left? Fact. Less than 10.
What? Less than 10 fights? That.
You are? You surprised?
Yeah, I thought it was like 4 or 5. I thought you weren't gonna fight past 40.
Well, I know that's still less than 10.
less than 10. Okay.
Okay.
I thought it was a lot less.
I don't know, 6, 7. Now, yeah, who knows? Like, I know it's less than 10. It can't be past 10. So if I fight now, fight one more time towards the end of the year, maybe. That's 2 fights. If I do 2 fights a year, fuck. Next year I can still fight. 2028 is where I'll be like, I don't know yet. I don't know. I can't see past 2027, but I do know 2028. I don't know. I don't think that far ahead at the moment, but I do glance at it, but I don't really try and focus on it. I just know I'm on the tail end. I can see the finish line. I've been seeing the finish line in the distance, but now it's closer. But who knows at what pace will I get?
Israel Adesanya has broken his silence about the end of his legendary career. The last stylebender says, I can see the finish line. Israel Adesanya, ready for the final chapter of his storied combat sports journey. The former 2-time UFC middleweight champion has confirmed his retirement is closer now and likely coming by 2027. In an exclusive interview on his YouTube channel, Adesanya revealed he has less than 10 fights left in the tank.
What do you think you want to do when this is over?
So I have a plan in place because I'm an adrenaline junkie. So I know I'll need something every, like maybe thrice a year where I feel like I'm going to die. So again, if I said, okay, I'm done fighting now, then okay.
Let's start with the bombshell announcement that has the MMA world talking. When asked directly about how many fights he has left, Adesanya didn't hesitate. Quote, less than 10. It can't be past 10.
Less than 10.
What? Less than 10 fights? That.
What? You surprised?
Yeah, I thought it was like 4 or 5. I thought you weren't gonna fight past 40.
Well, I know that's still less than 10.
Okay, less than 10. Less than 10. Okay. I thought it was.
To put this in perspective, at 36 years old, with a professional fighting career spanning 25 years when you include his, Izzy has over 100 professional fights on his resume. That's an incredible amount of mileage on any athlete's body. Here's how the math breaks down. Adesanya is set to fight Joe Pyfer at UFC Seattle on March 28th. If he fights one more time toward the end of 2026, that's 2 fights this year. If he maintains a pace of 2 fights per year, which has been his standard throughout his UFC run, he could still be active in 2027.
Middleweight champion Israel Adesanya versus Joe Pyfer. Adesanya, former 2-time middleweight champ, 16 of his 24 wins by knockout, and Joe Pyfer is on a 3-fight